there. Tonight we're going to start with lesson 20 in our unit 4 fraction unit. Subtract a fraction from a whole number. 1 whole, take away 4/6. Okay, so when we see a problem like this, we have to automatically look to the denominator. The denominator is 6. So now we know what we need to convert our whole number into. And to have, if the denominator is 6, what do we have to have in the numerator to show it that it's a whole? Well, we have to have the same number. So we have to convert that whole into 6/6. Then we can bring everything else down, and then we can subtract. So 6 minus 4/6, well, the denominator is the same, so we're going to keep it as the same. 6 minus 4 is 2, 2/6. But get into that habit to reduce. Does 2 and 6 have anything in common? Well, yeah, it does. It has a 2. So in the numerator, we put a 1. In the denominator, we put a 3. Get into that habit of simplifying. Reduced terms, lowest terms, however you want to call it. Okay, 1 whole, take away 7/10. Automatically, we look at the denominator. The denominator says a 10. So in that case, then we convert our whole number into 10/10, and we subtract it with 7/10, and we're going to get, the denominator stays the same because it's like, denominator is 10. The numerator is 10 minus 7, that's a 3. Now, again, I know I want you to get into that habit. Does 3/10, can it be simplified? Can I do anything to the top and the bottom? Does 3 and 10 share any factor that we can divide by? And the answer would be no. So this is already in simplest form, 3/10. All right, 1 take away 1/4 by using the number line. Okay, so we know that we have to look at the denominator, and it's 4. And this is cut up into fourths. Find the whole. Well, the whole is 4/4. And we're moving down just 1/4. And if we take away 1/4 from here, we end up with 3/4. So the answer, 1 whole take away 1/4, would be 3/4. 1 whole take away 6/8 using the number line. Again, we want to make sure that we look at that denominator, and it's 8s. And this is cut up into 8s. So automatically, in order to convert this, let's find where 8/8 would be on the number line. And 8/8 would represent that whole. And it's going down 6/8. So we got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So where did we end up? We ended up at 2/8. So 1 whole take away 6/8 is equal to 2/8. But get into that habit. We can reduce, simplify 2/8. Does 2 and 8 have any factors in common? Well, yes, it does. It has a 2. So we're going to divide the top and the bottom, and we're going to get a 1 in the numerator and a 4 in the denominator. So showing that 2/8 can be simplified to 1/4, and also showing that 2/8 and 1/4 are equivalent fractions. Oh, now it's a little different. It's no more 1 whole, it's 2 wholes take away 3/5. Automatically, we look at the denominator, and it's fifths. This number line is cut up into fifths, so that's perfect. And the reason why you don't see a 0 here, because we are subtracting from 2 wholes, so we're going to be in between 1 whole and 2 wholes. So let's move down here. Let's see how far we can go. So we're leaving now. We got 1/5, 2/5, 3/5. So where are we at? We're at 2/5. But don't forget to attach your whole, because it's past the whole. So now your answer is going to be 1 and 2/5. This is your mixed number. Continue on with 2 wholes, 2 and 5/6. So, and again, we don't see a 0 here because we're subtracting from 2, so we're going to be between the 1 whole and 2 wholes. And we are going to start at 2, and we're going to move down to 5/6 because it's cut up into 6. That's why identifying that denominator is so important. So let's count down by 5/6. We got 1, 6, 2, 6, 3, 6, 4, 6, 5, 6. So we're left with 1, 6. So the mixed number is, don't forget your whole, 1 and 1, 6 is your answer. All right, without using a number line, let's see if we can figure this out ourselves. 1 whole, take away 2 eighths. Again, we're going to identify that denominator being very important, and that's going to help us convert that whole into a fraction, which would show 8 eighths. Take away 2 eighths would now give us, the denominator stays the same because it's like denominators, which is eighths. And in the top, 8 minus 2 is 6. So now let's get into the habit. 6/8, what could we do? What 6 and 8 factor does it share that we can simplify? Divide the top and bottom by. Well, it shares 2. All right, so the numerator is a 3 and the denominator is a 4. So 6/8 can be simplified down to 3/4, showing that 6/8 and 3/4 are also called equivalent fractions. Continue on. 1 whole, take away 4/12. Let's identify the denominator, and it's 12 twelfths. And therefore, we have to convert that whole into 12 twelfths. Take away the 4/12. Because they're like denominators, they stay the same. And in the numerator, we have 12 minus 4, and that's going to give us an 8. But what factor does 8 and 12 have in common? What they have in common, the highest we can go that they both share would be a 4. We can divide the top and the bottom by 4, and we get 2 in the numerator and 3 in the denominator to get 2/3. 2/3 and 8/12 are equivalent fractions. And we're simplifying by using the highest factor that 8 and 12 have in common. All right, now we got 2 wholes, take away 3/8. So in this case, we want to break this guy up into 1 whole, and we have to identify the denominator, and that would be 8/8, because 8/8 is a whole. We have 1 whole plus another whole, and that was going to give us 2. So now if we have 1 and 8/8, and we subtract by 3/8, we're going to get 1 whole and 5/8. Because the denominators are alike, so we leave that alone, and we only subtract the numerators to get 5. And if we look at 5 and the 8, they don't have any factors in common. So this is already simple in simplest form, 1 and 5/8. All right, 2 and 7/10. We look at the denominator, and it's 10/10. So let's split this guy up into a whole here, and 10/10 to represent another whole. 1 whole plus 10/10, which is a whole, is give us 2. Now we can subtract. So 1 and 10/10 take away 7/10 is going to equal 1 whole and 3/10. Okay, now that's the answer there. But always ask if our fraction can be simplified. And that 3 and that 10, they have no factors in common. We can't divide any factor on the numerator or the denominator to get a simplest fraction. So the answer to this problem would be 1 and 3/10. All right, now look at this. We moved up to a 3 now. Okay, again, nothing has changed. We need to locate the denominator, which is tenths. And we're going to take this, and we're going to pull out the 2 wholes, and we're left with 10/10. So now we have 10, we're left with 2 wholes and 10/10, which represents the 3, and we're subtracting 7/10. The denominators are alike, so that's okay. We're going to keep the whole number, which is 2, and the denominator stays the same. 10 minus 7 is 3. So our mixed number is going to be 2 and 3/10. And we cannot simplify this fraction because 3 and 10 have no factors in common that I could divide the top and the bottom by. Oh boy, we moved up to a 5 now. 5 wholes take away 8/12. Again, I know I'm going to sound like a broken record, but get used to it. This denominator is 12ths. So that's going to help us figure out what we need to break this up into. I need to pull a whole out of there. So we're left with 4 wholes. And since we're dealing with 12ths, I'm going to make this 12/12. So 4 and 12/12 is really equal to 5. So 4 12/12 minus 8/12. Well, our whole number is 4. The denominator stays the same. And in the numerator, it's a 4. And it's 4 and 4/12. Automatically, you should stop and ask yourself, can 4/12 be reduced? And yes, it can, because 4 and 12 have a factor in common. And what they have in common is that we can divide the top and the bottom by 4. To get 4 wholes, the numerator will be a 1, the denominator would be a 3. So 1/3 is equivalent to 4/12, and it's also simplest form from 4/12 because we divided by the common factor of 4. Okay, here's a word problem. Luke buys 15 pounds of rice. He uses 1/4 pound of rice. How many pounds of rice does Luke have left? Oh boy, he's going to have a lot left over because 15 pounds, that is a lot of rice. But he uses 1/4. So if I want to show this as a tape diagram, this whole thing is going to represent 15. And just a smidge here is going to represent 1/4. And everything else is going to be equal to how many pounds we have left. So in this case, let's set this up. We have 15 pounds. Take away 1/4 is going to give us how many pounds left. So what we have to do automatically, I know I sound like a broken record, but identify the denominator, and it's a 4. So let's pull this out. We're going to pull out a whole, and we're left with 14. And then our other whole that represents that one whole that we pulled, which is 4/4. And so now we've got 14 4/4 minus 1/4 is going to equal us to 14 and 3/4. So the answer is 14 and 3/4 pounds of rice is left over. And getting into that habit, 3/4 cannot be reduced because it's already in simplest form. 3 and 4 have no common denominators to divide by. Can you imagine doing your flipped classroom videos and cuddling up with this cute guy? He's so cute. All right, solve the next couple of problems. 1 whole, take away 3/5. And I want you to show me what the answer is this by using number lines, and I want the number lines brought in tomorrow. 3 minus 7/8 is equal to how much? I want to see your work tomorrow, how you broke down that 3 to subtract 7/8. A job well done. Good job tonight, guys. We'll practice this more tomorrow.